Hi guys, and welcome to State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 223. Argentinians seek refuge in Bitcoin. Data suggests that Ethereum Accumulation and Binance vulnerability. Now, if you're catching the stream live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link's in the description. Happy Saturday, guys. I hope you're having a good day today. Yeah, so Saturday's upon us. I mean, the weekend's going by so quickly, man. And again, it's just confined to the house right now, right? That's how I'm rolling. So not a lot happening, unfortunately. But, you know, at least I'm spending time with my kids. Today we started planting stuff. We upcycled some tin cans into pots. And, you know, we germinated beans a couple days ago and legumes like lentils to teach my kid about germination and roots and, like, you know, root systems and, you know, early stages of the plants. And then, yeah, he's pretty excited about it. So it's nice, man. It's at least something's good coming out of this, right? Anyways, like I said, thank you all for joining us. And let's move on to the news, right? We do have news today. So we're gonna jump onto those. Hey, Bitcoin Jake, how's it going, man? Hive still pumping? Before I go into the news, I'll go check Hive real quick, just on Bitcoin's Jake's comment. Oh, not that song. That's the outro song. Play another one. There we go. No, that's the outro song. There we go. You saw some today. All right, cool. Let's see Hive, man. I'm not sure where I have Hive. I know I have it somewhere here. Hive to the dollar. It's going up a little bit, right? We're finding resistance as we're going up higher, and that's fine. We know that's possible. I think on the 1 hour, we were looking for divergence, right? We had divergence. We did move down a little, right? We're here. So when we called it out, we did manage to move down very little, but we held the 20, right? And again, that's something that we look for. Here we're like kind of rejecting the 20 right at 6 in the morning today. So again, we did manage to move down a little bit more still. Bounced at the 20. See, we hit the 20 once, two, three times. On the third time we bounced, trying to go higher highs. Now look at this, man. Now we have legit divergence, right? We talked about this being a possibility yesterday. Go from a high to a higher high, and positive momentum to less positive momentum, right? And a high on the other side to a lower point on the other side, I believe. Let me see, 83.44. 82. No, so we're going slightly higher, so that's fine. Now, something I'm worried about, if this goes higher, right, you're going to create divergence again to there. Like, you could go to there, maybe, and then go from there to there, right, and say you have divergence, and then break, right? So, again, and then you would create divergence here as well, right? But right now, we don't have it. So, again, this is slightly lower. I'm just talking about what can potentially happen. So, I'll just point this out in blue, just to leave it there. I'm going to have to like fix this when I go back into do the actual technicals, but you know, yeah, we got a small pump again, nothing too crazy. Again, we created formal divergence, so we did take a dip. We could go and create again and get on the MACD and then really break down from there. You saw nearly 7,000 sats. All right, cool, man. You have some powered up, but you're fine for now. If it drops near 5K, you'll buy more. Yeah, maybe, man. Maybe, man. You know, it's not that bad, man. It's actually very nice gains on this, right? Like, if you bought at 11 and rode all the way up to 55 or almost 60, you know, that's a pretty good increase in market, man. That's a pretty good increase in value. Anyways, let's go on to the news, right? We do have this one. It says Bitcoin mining chip producer eBank files for 100 million IPO on, like, in the US. Now, this is from Cointelegraph. It just talks about this major miner manufacturer, eBank, and how they filed for this IPO with the United States SEC, right? Now, eBank is seeking to distribute Class A ordinary shares at a face value of $0.00013 per share, and the firm plans to list on either NASDAQ Global Market or the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker EBON. Now, the move comes nearly 2 years after the company sought to conduct a $1 billion IPO in Hong Kong. After submitting its filing in June 2018, the offering had been halted by the end of the year. And in 2019, 82% of eBank revenue came from its application-specific integrated circuits, or ASICs, chip and basically fabulous integrated circuits for miners. Anyways, eBank's annual revenue was 109 million last year, and declining demand for mining hardware amid falling crypto prices resulted in about 66% drop in growth from 319 million in 2018. Now the gross profits swung from 24.4 million in 2018 to 30.6 million in gross losses last year, so they took a big hit. Now eBank chip sales fell from 415,930 at an average price of $737 to 289,953 chips for $304 on average, right? So they're over halfway on sales, but they're more than halfway down on price. Anyways, the filing states that eBank has completed the design for its proprietary 8 nanometer and 7 nanometer ASIC chips, adding that it is ready for mass production in the 9 nanometer units when the market conditions become suitable, meaning stable or price rises, right? eBank is also working on the development of proprietary 5 nanometer ASIC chips and mining machines for altcoins, including Litecoin and Monero, which could be pretty cool. And the company states that it intends to begin applying blockchain technology into non-cryptocurrency industries such as the financial services and healthcare industries. How are they going to do that? Still yet to be determined. Is it cool that they're coming out with an IPO? Yes, man. Are they going to raise money? Yeah. I mean, it's going to be one of those risky companies where if the price of Bitcoin starts to go up and people become interested in mining again, they could be a good entry point. I mean, you could buy some shares early on and ride it all the way up. But again, there's a risk that this company just Bitcoin price tanks and they've taken a hit right now. We know they took losses on production. They're not selling as well. So it could be one of the reasons to kind of like just wait and see how it plays out, right? Because it's going to be a high risk investment. There's a big chance that if the prices don't go up or they don't stabilize or go to where they need to go from production or they don't have the sales they need to get, they're probably going to tank and they're probably going to have to end up closing, right? So that's something that we have to look forward to. Bitcoin Jake, again, thank you for being here, man. How are your streamers doing, man? The streamers for your game. Sorry, for your mod part of the game. Now, this other one. Flight to Bitcoin in Argentina due to debt crisis is a sign of what's to come. Interesting, right? Now, the company states, right? Now, not the company states. This is from the Bitcoinist. That's what I wanted to say. Anyways, data from the peer-to-peer cryptocurrency exchange Local Bitcoin shows that citizens in Argentina are dumping record amounts of their hard-earned pesos in exchange for their first ever cryptocurrency, in this case Bitcoin. Now the country's economy is crumbling under enormous inflation, and it is the government is about to default on debt, right? Which is something that we should look for, right? See how that plays out. Anyways, with the rest of the world downward spiraling towards similar conditions, is this a sign of what's to come, right? Anyways, the global economy hasn't been healthy in over a decade, and the relief and stimulus package during the Great Recession of 2008 basically was what gave birth to Bitcoin. And it only acted as a band-aid and a temporary fix for the underlying debt crisis, and only since it's just gotten worse, right? We know that all this is happening because just, bad politics, printing money like crazy, and, just not good, healthy monetary policy, right? And trying to keep companies afloat instead of letting them deal with their problems, coming out with like workable solutions for the companies, and then maybe help a little. But every time a company gets into problem, like someone has to come bail them out, and it's just an unhealthy environment. Anyways, as citizens watch their hard-earned pesos be devalued at a rapidly increasing rate, there's a mad dash for Bitcoin happening, according to inflows capital from the local Bitcoin site. Anyways, data from Arcane Research shows that the volume has increased by 1,028% in Argentinian pesos, 407% in 407% in Bitcoin. Sorry, ads came in. Gotta get rid of these ads real quick. There we go. All right, so we said 407% in Bitcoin and 139% in US dollars since the start of 2018, when the economy first began showing dangerous signs of destruction ahead. So again, slowly since 2018, we have seen this curve increase, right? Bitcoin's volume by Argentine pesos, so people buying, Bitcoin and dollars, trying to get away from the madness that's to come. Again, it's not weird to think that this is a sign of what's to come. A lot of people, including some of our viewers, have decided to use their stimulus money to buy Bitcoin, right? Because why would you keep an inflationary coin when you can go not to a deflationary coin, but at least to a limited supply coin that you know is not going to have inflation? If anything, it's going to increase in value because of its limited supply, or at least that's what the theory states. And hopefully, no, their crypto will become and do better things than Bitcoin, which a lot of them do now at a faster rate, but become a bigger player, right? And that could be something that happens. Anyways, that's it. Let's go to Ethereum news. This is from Crypto Slate, and it just basically says the data shows Ethereum 2.0 is sparking accumulation and will it trigger a bull run. Now, we talked about this the other day, right? We talked about accumulation happening because of Ethereum 2.0. Right? We talked about Ethereum 2.0 was coming out in July. That there were already a test nets being done, and people are obviously accumulating because they want to have enough money to be able to stake. Now, Ethereum 2.0 has been looked upon as an event that would help take Ethereum right to the next level, turning it from a proof of work to a proof of stake, right? Consensus. Now, like we said, we covered this before. Now, there's data from Glassnode that shows that there has been a 14% uptick in the number of Ethereum wallet addresses holding over 32 Ethereums. And that is the amount that is required to stake in order to have rewards in Ethereum 2.0. So again, that's the minimum, right? And a lot of people are starting to get this because they want to be able to stake in Ethereum 2.0 and be able to work on Ethereum and earn Ethereum back, which is kind of cool, you know. I haven't really thought about staking Ethereum. I'm not even sure if I want to do it, man. Right now, let's say it's probably going to start performing very good, man. Right? It's going to start increasing in value because of all this hype from Ethereum 2.0. I'd much rather hold some Ethereum. I'm not sure if I'm going to be staking it, though. Right? That is just the point that I wanted to bring out with this article. Some people are starting to notice what we talked about the other day, right? Because this is something that we talked about maybe a day, 2, 3 days ago. I can't remember exactly. But we talked about the price is increasing because people are accumulating and they're buying Bitcoin because they want to have it at a good value right now for whenever the switch to Ethereum 2.0 comes in. Then they're able to stake, right? So again, that's what we're looking at. Anyways, let's go to the next one. This is from the Daily Hodl. It just basically says a fan of Ripple and long-term XRP investor is just basically gone viral, right, on Reddit after saying he's concerned about the future of the third biggest crypto asset on the market, which is XRP. The post entitled "Long-term hodler losing confidence" shot to the top of the Ripple subreddit, and the trader basically questions the level of XRP adoption among financial institutions and whether Ripple crypto-based payment products called on-demand liquidity will boost the price of the crypto, because we have not seen any increase even since MoneyGram started using it and other banks are starting to use it or said they're going to use it. Anyways, in particularly the investor comments, or he's stating that comments made by Ripple executives, including Brett Garlinghouse, stated that a significant number of banks would utilize XRP, and that has not yet come to fruition. Now, the investor says that he's bought XRP back in 2017, and basically he says he's not planning on selling. But again, you can only have people interested in something for so long. Afterwards, if the asset doesn't perform, if the price starts to go down, this will start to go down. The interest in the coin will start to go down, and we have people like not necessarily bad people, but people like Sam I Am, Digital Asset Investor, Alex Cobb, all these people that are so pro XRP that are always looking at it on the positive side, and that's fine, man. They can do that, but if you're a realist, at some point in time, you have to look at the asset for what it is, right? It's an asset that's going to perform. You cannot just be all 100% in it. Anyone can make their own, take their own position as to how they want to handle XRP. For me, it's a mean, right? It's a way to probably invest in something that I believe it has potential in the long term. But, they're doing all this stuff. They come up with all this news, and the price is unaffected, man. And that just, at some point in time, it gets old, and you really start to question whether or not this asset is ever going to take off, whether or not this asset is ever going to perform. Is it a good concept? Yes. Is it a working concept? Yes. Why is it not performing? No one has any clue why the price of XRP is not going up. Is it artificially being kept down? Is it just that people really don't care enough, that we don't have enough people on crypto communities that are interested in XRP, or people in the world that are interested in XRP, right? Again, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not against XRP. You guys know I huddle XRP. You know I like XRP. But I'm just trying to make the comments that that I've heard, and some comments that I also feel, right? Like, for example, is this thing ever going to take off, man? You know, we've seen it. Yeah, it's gone up to 30 cents. It's gone up to 50 cents. Way back when, it just went up to like maybe $3. But when is it really going to take off, man? Is it ever going to decouple from Bitcoin? Like, when is that going to happen, right? We've seen other assets perform much better even this year, even though they took a fall. But no one took a fall as hard as XRP, right? And we have to look at the hard data for that. And we've looked at the hard data, and we've talked about that hard data. and we know that at some point in time, like, a lot of people are going to start to get fed up with the asset that is not performing or that's underperforming, and they're going to rather put their money into something else. And once this promise starts to come into fruition, then they're probably going to jump on the XRP wagon, right? And I talk about that because, look, everyone that's in crypto is there because they want to make money. No one's here just because they want to chill and have a good time and just relax and, you know, take it easy. Everyone's in here because of the crypto boom. And, you know, people that believe that this could be a technology of the future. So, people that are here for trading, you want to make money. Hodling does not make you money. It should make you money in the long term. But again, you don't know for an asset that's not performing. So if you want to trade, what usually happens is you put your money on currencies or cryptos that are going to probably perform good based on your analysis. And then from there, you take it on and see how that goes, right? But like I said, right now, XRP is one of those underperformers, unfortunately. And I'm really hoping that at some point in time, it can really start to perform better, right? Anyways, like I said, I'm not bashing on XRP. I like the project. I like the asset. I hodl XRP. For those of you guys that know, I've always talked about my hodl bag and then my trading bag, right? So, I'm just waiting for this to go to the moon as well, right? I'm on the same boat that a lot of you guys are. So let's go to the next asset. Our next article. Binance warns against vulnerability threat on iPhones and iPads. Now, this is a little bit old. It came out yesterday, but I think the real article came out on the 22nd. It just basically states that, you know, Binance mentioned that their exchange frequently observes security threats and issues that affect the stock exchange. I'm not sure. The article is really badly written. It just says that it's globally, right? In the current week, the exchange has come up with a serious vulnerability on the Apple iOS built email app. And that's just basically the issue was first discovered by a San Francisco-based security firm, SecOps research team. And it's just basically an issue that arose on iOS 13, where the user is not required to open an email, as only downloading in the background gets the phone attacked, right? So it is one of those zero-click mails. It just downloads in the background, it executes, and then your phone has been basically hacked. Anyways, Binance is advising that there is an iOS vulnerability, and iOS mail application vulnerability has been disclosed at http://blogccops.com vulnerabilities. You know, there's a website on the tweet. Basically, to ensure that you're not affected, disable the usage of iOS mail apps, right? So again, just something to keep in mind. We're going to move on to technicals just one quick second as we do this quick transition, and then we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you guys for staying with us as we did this small movement. What the hell happened here? Really? I'm looking at... Wow. Market cap on the 1 hour. Look at this. It took a massive dip. This is odd. I wonder if this is real data, man. Seems like it just had a huge move and then a huge gap up, man. Like 39 billion went flying out and then like they came back in the next second, right? So... this is very freaking awkward, man. Let's look at them daily. I think data might be corrupted on the 1 hour. Anyways, what happened with market cap? So, yesterday gained market cap 0.94%. Today we're gaining 0.29%. Again, this is still holding, and this is still holding as well. I just said hodling. Anyways, we're having this rise right on market cap, and this decrease from high to a lower high on the positive momentum. So again, we're expecting for market cap to start a breakdown. It's sitting right now at $215 billion. Bitcoin dominance sitting at 64.51%. Yesterday lost dominance 0.49. Today losing 0.04. The price of Bitcoin at 7,572. Where are we at, man? We're just basically getting above the my entry point, right, at 7,500. Now, have I executed? No, man, because I'm still not sure we're gonna take off on stuff that I talked about, right, on this other chart, right? We have bearish divergence, still very real, still coming in. Even though we're going slightly higher, I don't mind it, right? Because we have bearish divergence. It has to play out at some point in time. Like I said, we probably can run up here, hit 7,974, and then try to reject. The other possibility is that we hit the 200 and then reject, right? 200 simple moving average on the daily, being that it is at 7,979. So it's very, very close. Again, a small movement by Bitcoin could potentially try to position us above that. And if we get above that, it could be a bullish sign, and then we could start talking about the bull term or the bull trend. But right now, it's not there yet, right? We're close, but not quite there. Now I'm hoping or looking for the entry, like I said. I'll tell you why I haven't gone in a second. I did yesterday, sitting at 60.16 on the mark on the RSI, so nothing happening there. Let's go to the 4 hours, right? We had divergence. We knew we were going to move down, so this happened on the 23rd. 24th, we moved down a little bit. We're trying to rise again, right? We're trying to go higher with negative momentum. And if we manage to go higher, right, and create positive momentum, it's probably going to be short mountain, right? A small positive momentum mountain. And then we could potentially have strong bearish divergence from one island to the next, right? And maybe on the RSI as well, and on the MACD, right? So again, that's something that I'm looking for. That's partly why I haven't gone in. And could it be one of those things where just Bitcoin takes off from here? Yes. But for me right now, it's signaling that there's a potential that the market goes down. Sitting bought on the RSI at 66.10. Let's go to the 1 hour. Nothing happening on the 4 hour. All right, last thing we called here was yesterday at 8. We were here on the night stream, right? Potential price action to the upside. We got a rise. We knew it was going to happen. Then we broke down, tried to rally again. But we're getting tight in this, right? We're getting bored, right? We're getting very positive momentum with very minuscule islands. Now, is this higher? Yes. Very, very slight, I guess. This opening was 7,608. This one was 7,607. So it is going very, very slightly higher, right? On the 1 hour. Almost sideways, right? On the 1 hour, there we go. And look at where we're at, right? I'll take it from there to here, man. Bearish divergence. Price action to the downside. We bounced at the 20. We're managing to hold the 20. But we're getting tightness on the Bollinger Bands. And it could be a sign that the market could go down. Now, we also have this divergence developing here on the RSI, right? Bearish divergence. We could leave it as medium, or if you want to get technical and say that this is lower and this is slightly higher, then it would be strong. But again, we're talking about bearish divergence and potential movement to the downside. Could it be that Bitcoin just goes from here and doesn't care about divergence and pumps? Yes, man, that's always a possibility, right? Sitting neutral on the RSI at 56.37 again. Bitcoin being weird, right? What's happening with Ethereum dominance? Yesterday gained dominance 2.72%. Today losing 0.22%. Sitting at 10.01% of market cap, man. Ethereum again playing like a champ. Yesterday gains, man, 3%. What was Bitcoin gains yesterday? 0.56%. Remember how is it Ethereum is gaining more than Bitcoin? And it's an accumulation. We finally managed to get above $193.56, man. Yes, we knew it was a target of resistance. We did face resistance at it yesterday. We managed to close very slightly above it, and right now it seems like we want to move down, use it as support maybe, and then try to see if we bounce from there. And we'll keep on watching this. We also have the 618, the end of the common retrace area, let's say, and then if we go up here, it will be a deep retrace at the 786. But again, area where we could hit a retrace and then start targeting prices to the downside, right? Now what's happening here, right? We're going higher still, but look at this. We're still below, right? 64 67, 64.33, 64.65, 64.67. It's still less, man, right? So high, lower high, slightly lower high on the RSI, creating a bearish divergence, strong, right? That's what we're looking at right now on Ethereum on the 1 hour. So potential price action to downside again, and we're seeing this red, right? So yeah, that's happening. Let me play something else here. Let's go to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, what's happening? We're called divergence, price action to the downside, right? This was 11. I think we're still live by this time frame. And look, we did hit a move down, and then we tried to rally. We hit another move down, and then on we just rallied because Bitcoin rallied, right? So if Bitcoin goes higher, why shouldn't we go on a run with Bitcoin, right? It's fun to run with Bitcoin. Everyone in the market does that. So let me do this real quick. We're creating bearish divergence, strong against the MACD right now. And not so much on the RSI. We're going higher. So again, I'm going to call it against the RSI, just against the MACD. Strong bearish divergence, price action to the downside. What happened? We hit support at 193.56. We knew it wasn't a resistance. Resistances become supports once you break above them. So you can see that we open at 193.61. So we knew it was 100. What do we have? 193.56. So we're within that dollar, right? So again, cents off, and that's fine. But on the other side, 65.92. Potentially targeting prices to the downside. Now let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, what happened? Last thing we called was bullish, hidden. Price action to the upside, right? We hit. We're here. Look at the massive rally we hit. Getting above that 193 again. Now support. Right? Look at how many times we touched it as support. 1, 2, 3, 4. We never broke below that support, so we know it was a strong support. We knew it was a strong resistance as well. And now we're starting to move down, probably heading for that 20. Now what's happening here? Let's see, going slightly higher. All right, from here to here. Just gonna make sure this is gonna be on the 1 hour only, and only on the 1 hour. And then moving slightly lower again, creating strong bearish divergence. Right, that's where we got the move down, hit the 193 resistance, support now. Tried to bounce but failed, and now came for the 20. If we hit this again, there's a chance we could break down. Right, we've been testing it too much. Sitting neutral on the other side, 58.75. Again, the most we tested, the more likely we are to break it sometimes. So I was going to see how this keeps on playing out. Now I want to look at this other Ethereum chart to confirm that divergence is there. Yes, right, so high, higher high. Again, that divergence confirmed. And is it confirmed here? No, here it would just be sideways. It would be a different divergence. It would be weak, bearish, and in this one it would also be strong divergence. So again, on all the charts, Ethereum is showing divergence, right? So it's not an isolated event on just one exchange. That's what we confirm sometimes in other charts. Make sure that what we're calling it is really what's happening, not just dependent on one chart. Now let's go to XRP. What's happening with XRP dominance, man? Unfortunately, it lost dominance yesterday, 0.19%. Today it's losing or gaining 0.03. But again, sitting at 4% of market cap, man. Not the best for XRP, man. Again, the third major asset is sitting at 4%. You have Ethereum over here sitting at 10% of market cap. It's insane, man. It used to be so much better. XRP used to be around 8%. Or 6%, man. And then Ethereum was around like 10% as well. We just dropped more and have not been able to gain dominance with XRP. That just sucks. Now, what's happening with XRP? Sitting at 19,480. Where's that 19,480, man? 19,480 still within this range, right, of 19,440 and 19,758. We know we have two resistances. We talked about this yesterday. If we manage to get above, maybe we reject. We rejected today, moved lower. Again, open here for the 26th, so tomorrow, because the market already changed. And what are we doing? Try to rally and failing to get outside of 19,758. Again, we know, and we're still in this area of this yellow rectangle of support resistances. I just haven't extended it. But again, this area is very real. We have to get out of this area. We're going to find resistance here as well, 21,273. And then we're probably going to find resistance. Maybe here it seems like we hit a top at 2626. Might not be resistance. Yeah, we hit it as a bottom here. And then I say top here, so it could be another resistance. I'll just point it out right now, man. It could play out. It might not be strong, but it's going to be there. Then if we break this, right, this next one, then we could be targeting to the upside. But right now, we don't have it, man. XRP is being weak. Starting to make positive momentum. That's fine. Neutral on the other side, 54.44. Let's go to the 4 hour. What do we had? Divergence, right? On 2 different time frames. Price action to the downside. We did move down again. We were expecting that. What happened yesterday? We hit the 20. Right? Or today, actually. Hit the 20. And then we bounced from there. But again, too weak and rejecting. So again, that's it. Nothing much happening, right? High, lower, high. Less positive momentum. Lower on the other side. So congruent, neutral at 57.74. Now let's go to the 1 hour. What's happening on the 1 hour? Last thing we called was bullish again, right, at 8. So we were here at 10 when we called it. Then, of course, we rallied back up into this channel, which was good. And as you can see, we kind of lost it, bounced. And right now, we're struggling, sitting at the 20 on price movement to the downside. Can we target something here? Yes, man. Again, divergence, right? It's across the market, man. Everyone has this micro divergence developing on the 1 hour. Again, low, lower, low, high on the other side, lower on the other side, right? Being neutral at 51.13. Again, we talked about where we could go to the upside and the downside. We have targets for this. So again, let's go on to Litecoin on the daily. What's happening with Litecoin? Yesterday lost dominance, 1.17. Today's gaining 0.32%, sitting at 1.34% of market cap. The price of Litecoin at $44.66. Above the 20 still. Positive momentum still building, which is fine. Now we are going slightly higher than this previous one. So 38, 43, higher still. Lower than this one. So again, no divergence we can trace yet. Let's see, high, low, lower still. Again, neutral on the other side, 55.43. Nothing happening there on the 4 hours. We're calling this one. We said it was 2- skill. It might not play out. We still managed to go slightly higher. We kept on dropping lower, right? And, created divergence, broken down, starting to break down. Above the 20 still. Not so much on the RSI, just on the MACD. And bought at 63.97. Other than that, nothing else is happening here. So let's go to the 1 hour chart, right? The 1 hour. What's happening there? Last thing we called, bullish. Price action to the upside. We did get that nice rally coming in. Sorry, guys. Checking something out. What? Awesome. Alright. Cool. I guess. Alright. So again, going higher, starting to break down. That's stuff we knew, right? Also, from here to here, right? All in the 1 hour. Awesome. There we go. Strong, bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We did move down, hit the 20, tried to bounce, failed. Hit the 20 again, broke below, bounced above it, failed again to go higher, then really broke below the 20. Right now, we're still below the 20, struggling with it. Again, looks like the market wants to go up, but we're finding some resistance at and sitting at 44.63. Now, I'm going to move on to Binance. What's happening with Binance on the daily? Yesterday it gained 1.03. Today is losing 0.43, sitting at 1.17% of market cap. The price of Binance at $16.21. Again, divergence, price action to the downside. We did move down, hit the 20 bounce, starting to try to go higher, but not yet. Still making positive momentum in neutral at 57.82 on the other side. Nothing happening on the daily. On the 4 hours, high, lower, high, positive momentum, more positive momentum, bearish divergence, hidden, price action to the downside. But we moved down, hit the 20, hit a bounce. We talked about that being a possibility. Getting higher again. You know, we're trying to go higher, not quite there yet, but much lower on the RSI. Again, if this goes higher, we're probably going to create divergence, bearish, and also have it on the RSI. And then potentially target to the downside. Neutral right now on the RSI at 58.70. Now let's go to the 1 hour. What is happening on the 1 hour chart? 1 hour. We had, last thing we called was at 8 p.m., was 10 p.m. we were here live. So strong bullish divergence, price action to the upside. We did get that nice pump above the 20 right now, breaking below it finally. But again, we held it a couple times and we touched it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, 8 times, right? And then we're breaking below. Of course, that's going to happen. Now, the only thing I'm seeing here, very, very short term, is that we're going from this slight low to this higher low, negative momentum, more negative momentum, and a low on the other side to a lower point. So again, slightly higher low than this previous low, right? I'm not gonna plane it because this is still going on. We could just, yeah, say we talked about it, right? So we'll leave it there. Again, this is probably going to get, it's not going to play out. And this is creating a bullish divergence, a hidden bullish divergence, right? Potential price action to the upside. That's what we're looking at with crypto. If you guys have any other crypto you want me to look at, please place it on the chat and we'll look at it. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to gold and silver, I think. And that's it, because there's no stocks trading and there's no oil trading. Gold on the daily. Market close. Alright, so it's closed for gold and it's closed for silver as well. Yeah, because of the weekend. So nothing there, man. Stanley Hines, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining us, man. Look at XRP. Yeah, we'll look at XRP again, man. No problem. Look, XRP, right? Where are we at? We're hitting resistance. We talked about it, right? We have not been able to get outside of 19,758. Now we just finally move up onto this plateau again. The 19,440 line, that is this white line here. Again, going slightly higher, less positive momentum than here, right? So high, lower high, positive momentum, less positive momentum. High on the RSI, lower on the RSI. That means there's nothing bearish happening. So again, we're not expecting a movement to the downside. But the market seems like it wants to move to the downside, or at least that's the feeling that Bitcoin and all the coins are showing by demonstrating divergence, right? Bearish divergence happening on the daily and on shorter time scales. Now, what's happening with XRP on the 4 hours, right? We hit divergence, price action to the downside. We did move down slightly. Then we're finally getting our bounce, right, above the 20, which is fine. We hit the 20, we bounce from there, and that's good. The 20 simple moving average up onto this channel that we were discussing, and then we're rejecting higher prices, so we're moving them down. Starting to make negative momentum and neutral on the RSI. So again, the last thing we had was bearish divergence, meaning we were expecting the market to go down, and down it went, right? So again, after that, we looked at the 1 hour in XRP. And if you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, that sub to be notified when we go live. Guys, I appreciate you all. This is State of Crypto. Join us nightly for news at 9 p.m. And technicals, right? So again, last thing we have, which just happened today on the 25th, that happened at 8 a.m. We hit bearish divergence, strong price action to the downside. We did move down again, breaking down below 19,440. Then we hit a small rally from there, which is fine. Again, low, higher, low, negative momentum, less negative momentum, low on the RSI, higher on the RSI. So again, we weren't developing anything bad, but Bitcoin decided to take a bounce and took the market up on that bounce with it. And then we hit the small bounce and came up here, right? And look, that's Bitcoin doing the bounce, right? Bitcoin's doing the same bounce. Ethereum is doing that same bounce, right? Ethereum hit the 20 and bounced. Bitcoin hit the 20 and held it, right? And that's what just Bitcoin is doing, crawling on the 20. But again, the whole market is just in sync, right? So XRP is doing the same thing, right? It's coming in, taking that bounce, right? And right now, sitting right on the 20 almost. It seems like it wants to reject it, man. It seems like it wants to break below. It could be that we hold it and we bounce, right? And try to get above that. But right now, it would just seem like it's really not that strong because we've hit it a couple times. Look, we hit here, we hit it here. We didn't get that strong bounce. We did get it, though. But we kind of undid it on the next couple candles. Then we broke below, but we hit the 20. We didn't go farther down. We're trying to break above. But the fact that we have not been able to really take off from here, it's really concerning. And that's what makes me believe that either we're going to trail at the 20 for a little bit, or we could be targeting lower prices right now. Like lower prices meaning taking a dip, right? I'm not going to give a target right now, but we could certainly find support here at 1922 and over here at 1937, right? There's areas we could hit for support. If we lose that, then we could be targeting here at 19,103, then up here at 18, and then over here at 17, then down here at like 18, right? So again, we have targets to the upside and the downside. So again, we know all this, and it just depends, man. It's yeah, it depends on what the market does in the next couple hours, right? Again, thank you, Silent Hines, for that question about XRP. No problem revisiting this, right? Again, Ethereum, right, has divergence on the 4 hours, but it's taking a bounce, right, on the at 193, and then Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin we also talked about Bitcoin, right? Divergence, price action to the downside, really not moving down. Again, negative momentum starting to build, but going positive price again. Chance we might go slightly higher, create that strong divergence, right? Meaning going from here to here, maybe. Right, from here to here, and then from here to here, right? Something like that. Create that strong divergence and probably break down. That's something that we're looking for, or expecting to happen, maybe. Still yet to be determined, right? But again, it could be a possibility for Bitcoin. Because on Bitcoin on the daily, like we said, right, going higher, but less positive momentum. Again, creating bearish divergence strong, so potentially we go down. Then Ethereum is also showing that, right? Ethereum also has it, right? High, higher, high, positive momentum, less positive momentum, high on the RSI, lower on the RSI. Again, creating strong bearish divergence, potentially targeting lower prices. Again, guys, Twitter's going out right now. If you want to join us on Twitter as well, you can join us there. We're live there on Twitter often. I try to post there a little bit more than anywhere else. It is 10:53. I did came in late today, but I think we moved quite quickly through the market. Like I said, there's no gold, no silver, nothing, because the rest of the markets are closed. So just crypto is basically the only one that's ticking, and that's the only thing we can look at. So if you guys have any questions at all, please place them on the chat. Otherwise, we're just going to call it a stream for tonight, and I'll thank you all for being here. But then I'll just call it a day, I guess, right? Unless you guys have a question, and then I'll stay. Let's play something else, because I think we're going to play that one. Again, like I said, Bitcoin could still go up, right? Just because we have divergence and we're expecting it to move down does not mean the movement down has to be immediate, right? This could still go higher. This could still rise and still have bearish divergence. But again, like I said, we're targeting right now, or we're expecting the market to start seeing this stagnation, right? We're starting to see, and potentially start to do a small U-turn, and maybe come back here and retest 7,200, or maybe come down here and retest the 20 at 7,100. But you know, like I said, Bitcoin is just kind of crazy. It just could go from here all the way up to here, 7974, and maybe even get above the 200 simple moving average and go back into the bullish territory. It wouldn't be anything weird for Bitcoin to do something like that, right? So let's see the 200. Let's see that 200, right? Again, we have been below the 200 since March 8th, so over a month on the bearish territory. I can get above that, would put us in the bullish territory, and I would be potentially targeting an entry. I have an entry at 7,500. I haven't triggered it. I told you guys why. I was getting bearish signals at least yesterday, and the market really seems undecided. So that's why I have not triggered my entry at 7,500. Should I do it? Maybe, man. You should always stick to your trading plan. But part of my trading plan is checking for divergence, and the fact that we're developing on the daily, and the fact that we are developing on the 4-hour here. We had developed it here on the 4-hour on the 23rd. Was making me a little bit worried about not getting it right. And we also had it here on the 23rd until 4 p.m. So again, getting up and getting into the market at that price really didn't seem like the smart move, right? At least for me, that's what I'm expecting, right? That's what I'm targeting. But your mileage may vary. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you all for staying here. Thank you all for joining us tonight for this awesome stream. Like I said, you guys are amazing. This is Stellar Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It's a pleasure being here with you guys tonight on this awesome Saturday night. I hope you're having a great time. I hope you're staying safe indoors. I hope your families are safe. We're always wishing you the best, guys, on the trading, on your, life endeavors, with your family. So I hope everyone in your family is great. I hope you are not being affected as bad by this virus and the global economy or trading positions, etc. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. Again, I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of Stellar Crypto. Stay cool, stay safe. Until then.